booster. Hindi ko alam kung ma-shift po ang DOH kung nga recommending Pfizer, Astra, Moderna. Pero ang pinasarap po talaga sa mga gaya na vaccine ang Moderna. Maski ang Sinovac, alam ka mo po ang percentage kang protection almost 90%
Ang Moderna.
Po, ang Pfizer gani mas sa baba, 86% lang
So, mas advisable na Moderna.
Sa muna na sa second dose po.
So, ang advisable Moderna ang second, ang booster.
Po, itong siguro po inaako sa abroad, di ba, mapa US ka po, dapat may booster ka maski Pfizer. May Pfizer or Moderna or Astra.
Pwede na.
Po, US, Middle East, UK, yan po pigahanap tinda. Di po piga ako ang side ba? Po, booster lang po. Po. Basta ko yung tabi ninong may itong tunong vaccine sa itong itaw sa imong booster. Bako lang po itong booster kang iba ka pagka-problem. Edi okay sir, pwede ka makakasakay sa aeroplano. Sir Litz, yun ang tabi ni sir. Nasa inang antigenta, no? Ang total testa, yun na po yan. City Health Office, Infirmary, nagtitest dumaan, naka-City Hospital po. So, may 4,252. Same po na daralagan. Ito mga walk-in po na nagbabayad. Travelers kanak lang po na napamanila, kung sa inaduma iba-ibang lugar, sino po nag-comprise ng 25.63% kang gagamit ng antigen. Enrollment po, nag-require 692 ang total. Mga naka-City Hospital patient po, yan man si mga inpatient na may ruling baka po unyan, bago ina-admit sa mga hospital or check-upan, dapat may negative antigen result. So work, si mga nagda-dialysis po, obligado mag-undergo ng antigen test. Only patients, tapos ang iba po, nadyan sa tuyap for voluntary random testing. Ma-test lang to rule out na any infection sa COVID. Naman po, ikaw mga endorsement from other agencies, city government, voluntary testing, hadi po sa City Mayor's Office, PFP po, health workers, PNP, kadakol po ta, obligado po ka kernel kata na mag-undergo ni antigen test bago ilawag po ang inmate sa BGMP or bago ilawag po sa kulungan. BGMP inmates, PDEA, itong mga ko po regarding sa drugs, pati pa ang NBI. So, yan po nadalagan ang testa. So, same kita po charging based approved kansang ko niyan po, 800. Yun na po ang breakdown. So, yan tabi, Sir Litz, sipigagad mo. So, sa ining ko po, sa opinion ko talaga, sa ining ko, ito mo na po pwedeng halion ng antigen test. Takadakal po nangangaipon ang gagamit. Saka, kung halion tama po sa to, maduruman ini sa luwas, mas nagagrabe po, garo 1.5 po ang antigen test sa private. Nagkakahapot nga din po ibang managers ng private na institution nga doon nagtitest kung tada parehas ang presyo sa inda niya, kaya po pwede, nasa government kami. So, yan po.
Honorable De Rosario?
Kung natabi Sir Litz, ang credibility ka nagtitest, kita nag-issue kita official document na nag-negative ini. Kung they can do their testing at home po. Siguro sir, kung sakali magbaba man ng price kang kits, ang tendency naman yan, madikit ng paggamit, mababa yan. Hopefully po, maka-lower ta pa ang charge ng 800. Yun na lang po ang kwenta. So, yan na po ang report ko. May naman pong hapot.
Questions? Comments from the members? May na.
Pwede.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Butch Borja.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you po,
stay safe
sir.
Si Mr. Rene Gumba, are you going to render your report? Okay. Oh.
Madam Chair, we are rendering as Hert F already as one. We have left the report document with the Secretariat for the utilization of the Sangguniang members. But just to conclude our report for today, we would like to present also the latest guideline that will govern the city, particularly in connection with the use now of the DOH by the alert system classification. So, dahil na po nagagamit kadtong mga quarantine status na ECQ, GCQ, MGCQ. Now they are using, the IATF is using the alert system. So alert level 1, 2, 3, 4, with 4 being the highest, 5 yata sa pinakamahigpit, and 1 sa pinakamaluwag. Right now, we have been categorized under alert level 2. So almost nearing the most relaxed alert level classification. With that as our guide, Madam Chair, the Health and Emergency Task Force had issued the localized guidelines for this level of alert. And basically po, ang sinasabi lang, kadakol ng mga establishmento ang pwede magbukas, kadakol ng mga aktibidad ang pwedeng gibuhon, alagad pinaglaag tapong malinaw na kondisyon sa satuyang syudad, iyo itong requirement ng mga fully vaccinated persons. Ini po importante because we are ramping up the vaccination effort as part of our prevention mechanism for any further surge of COVID in the locality. So the guideline, Madam Chair, enumerates the activities that are being allowed under alert level 2. Take note that we are already allowing meetings, conferences, and even contact sports. But again, this will be on the condition that fully vaccinated individual activities. So that would include games like basketball and other contact sports. Another precondition would be, aside from being fully vaccinated, we are limiting the audience to these sports. So this will be limited to players without really encouraging large gatherings, Madam Chair. So in essence, that is what we will be coming days, the checking of vaccination cards, and we are even requesting establishments to check their customers if those are fully vaccinated or not. And our enforcers will be doing the rounds also to check on this. As we have ample supply of vaccines, we are encouraging everyone to get vaccinated, including our employees in the city government po. So with that, Madam Chair, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Reno Gumba. Questions, comments? Honorable Elmer Baldemoro.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, for purposes lang ka mga nagdadalan sa tuya, aside from basketball, ano pa itong ibang contact
Pwedeng,
sport
ano?
na ina-allowed? And how about po itong audience? Araw po ni Councilor Dodit, dahil ginaganahan mag-basketball kung mayong paradalan. So, may we know kung allowed po siya?
Madam Chair, there are two provisions in the guideline for contact sports. Number one, contact sports such as basketball, volleyball, boxing, and similar sports shall be allowed for fully vaccinated individuals only, and upon issuance of permit from the punong barangay of the place where the court is located. Item number 2, no in-person audience shall be allowed during the conduct of contact sporting events. So, yan po, Madam Chair, so duwang provision kang guideline.
Honorable Kylie. Okay, Honorable Perez.
Hello. With
In the guidelines, number 1, fully vaccinated travelers shall be exempt from presentation of COVID-19 test and quarantine. So you don't have to present your test or be subjected to quarantine
Ito
if you
lang
are
ID.
fully vaccinated.
Okay.
Number 2, unvaccinated or partially vaccinated individuals shall be required to present letter A, negative COVID-19 test result, valid within 48 hours from the time the specimen was taken, and letter B, identification card. So again, the bias is for fully vaccinated
Na
persons, minimizing the restrictions and
Sinonid
requirements.
Na pala.
Apo.
Dahil na mako ang travel order?
Dahil na po, Madam Chair.
Okay.
Okay,
Maski sa
for
Manila?
official travel of government officials, garo required po, so travel order. But beyond the COVID-19 requirements po. Pag fully vaccinated kita, exempt na po sa mga requirements. Now, we cannot talk for Metro Manila and other municipalities, Madam Chair. This is as far as Naga is concerned.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Mayna? Okay, thank you, Mr. Rene Gumba, Mr. Willie Prilles, and Dr. Butch Borja. Rules are resumed. Next item.
The letter dated November 11, 2021 from the Acting City Administrator requesting for authority for the City Mayor to enter into a MOA with the Department of Health Center for Health and Development, BICOL, for the installation of integrated hospital operations and management information system at the Naga City Hospital.
Honorable Ranyola.
This is about the installation of integrated hospital operation and management information at the Naga City Hospital. That is to be given by the Department of Health. So, Madam Chair, with that, may I move for the passage of a resolution authorizing the City Mayor to enter into a memorandum of agreement with the Department of Health Center for Health and Development, BICOL, for the installation of integrated hospital operations and management information system. I so move.
Any second? Okay, approved.
Thank you.
Next item.
The proposed resolution of Honorable Jesse R. Albios commending and congratulating the winners of Dito Sarmiento Journalism Cup last October 9 and 10, 2021.
Honorable Albios.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Last October 9 and 10, the Alpha Phi Beta Fraternity of the University of the Philippines sponsored the Dito Sarmiento Journalism Cup in honor of Abraham Dito Sarmiento, former editor-in-chief of the Philippine Collegian, 1975 to 1976. Dito Sarmiento was imprisoned for an editorial that criticized the Marcos dictatorship and is a press freedom icon immortalized by the words, "Kung hindi tayo kikibo, sino ang kikibo? Kung hindi tayo kikilos, sino ang kikilos? Kung hindi ngayon, kailan pa?" The Dito Sarmiento Journalism Cup aimed not only to determine the best young journalists of the country but also to inspire them with the values and advocacies that Dito and the Philippine Collegian upheld and stood up for during the turbulent times of martial law. It was participated by more than 600 campus journalists, and the top 20 winners in the 4 categories were recognized, namely the editing and headline writing, second feature writing, third editorial cartooning and photojournalism by the Alpha Phi Beta Fraternity of the University of the Philippines. 6 students from Naga City, namely 3 from the Ateneo de Naga, from the Kurit Bulawan Senior High School, Mary Lorely Potencio, ranked second in the editing headline writing. Second, Jermaine Denise Domingo of the Ateneo de Naga University, ranked 19 in the editing editorial cartooning. Number 3, Rachel Jackson Bausas of the Ateneo de Naga University, ranked 14 in the photojournalism category. Another student from the University of Nueva Cáceres representing the Democrat, Reeve Jairo A. de los Santos, Camarines Sur National High School, both ranked 13 in the editing and headline writing and feature writing categories. Another student from the Camarines Sur National High School, Mark Joseph Villamora, was awarded the People's Choice Award in the editorial cartooning. And a student from the University of Nueva Cáceres, Brandon John de los Santos, ranked 6 in the editorial cartooning. Likewise, the students from the Camarines Sur National High School acknowledges the help of their coach, teacher Brian Cariaga of the Camarines Sur National High School. So I move for a passage of an individual resolution for the 7 individuals, Madam Chair. So I move.
Second, okay, approve. Next item.
The letter dated November 9, 2021 of the Honorable City Mayor requesting for authority to negotiate and enter into a contract with certain landowners for the acquisition of the respective properties which will be affected by the construction of the proposed Almeda Mabolo Bypass Road.
And 4A. Si letter ni Acting City Engineer. Honorable Del Rosario.
Last session, there was a request that we complete the names of the affected lot owners. So we are being presented today with the names. So I think this this August chamber can now pass the resolution authorizing the city mayor to negotiate with these lot owners as identified in the letter, Madam Chair.
Any second? Okay, query before the approval.
Yes, Madam Chair.
There are lot owners who donated portion of their properties to the city, which will be utilized as road right-of-way of the Almeda Mabolo Bypass Road. So, just want to be clarified. Kasi kabali si Mr. Hausian, Martires, and
Si nag-donate na inot.
sa mga kaipuan i-negotiate. So, gusto ko lang maraman naman, sir, this is outside of the donated portion of their property or yan. Kasi we already accepted, the city already accepted the donation from this property owner to the city government of Naga. So, yan, just for clarity, Madam Chair.
Okay, the representative of the City Engineer's Office, Engineer Gregory Moreno, is around. Can you answer the query of the Honorable Del
Iba man yan to yun ni Engineer Moreno, Madam Chair. Si sa electrical poles yan.
City Engineer baga?
Yes. He is from the City Engineer's Office, Madam Chair, but I believe an purpose ni Engineer Moreno
Iba man.
is
Okay.
with regard to the other items in the calendar business.
Who can answer this?
Siguro si... Yeah.
Engineer Kani.
Yes.
The City Engineer himself.
Gusto talang, Madam Chair, malinawan. Tangarig...
Ulay ko kaya representative siya kang ni si City
Pero, Madam Chair, may
Engineer.
live kita sa Facebook. So, baka may magkapot. Previously ngayon, may nagdunar na sa siyudad. Ano nga tayo igwapan niya?
Tama nagbabakal.
Just to clarify everything. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Del Castillo. So, okay, Honorable Del Rosario.
We request for purposes of record, we request Engineer Canning to
Today?
Yeah, to be around and to Pero this representation, Madam Chair, believes that this is outside of those first round of negotiations. Kasi ito pig-authorize si Mayor, then pig-ratify na kan sanggunian. So this pertains to different portions of the extended properties paluwas naman sa Anyway, Madam Chair, we request.
So we defer this
Yes,
and
Madam.
call Engineer Canning. And Councilor Marcia Daroyo, you were ready?
Yes, Madam Chair. Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. In the previous session, Madam Chair, there was only one property owner for whom the authority of the city mayor was being requested. But now we are presented with all these names. Does that mean, Madam Chair, that the original request for which this response was submitted is already being abandoned? Madam Chair?
The Secretary, is this another letter or is this in reference to the previous letter?
Your Honors, during the last session, we requested for the appraisal report with respect to Bulao property with the same intent. Actually, the city engineer already, the city assessor already submitted the...
Kinumpleto namin na, Madam Chair.
Sinaro na, ano na lang.
Kinumpleto na.
Yes.
Dinagdag. Oo, dinagdag lang, Councilor Miles.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Yeah, yes, Councilor Miles.
Madam Chair, so may we know the status of the acquisition of these properties? Because the request in the last session only pertained to one property.
Bulao. Ano.
Yes, Madam Chair.
So there was a motion to defer this and to call Engineer Canning. Engineer
Okay,
Canning.
Madam Chair.
So we defer this first. And the motion of the Honorable Del Rosario, are you withdrawing your motion first?
No,
There
we
was
just defer. We just
sige,
defer
Sandy,
the
it still
disposition.
stands. Okay. So we defer this temporarily and call Engineer Canning. Next item. Papud mo na si ano.
The proposed resolution approving the Naga City Local Juvenile Intervention Program.
Honorable Baldemoro.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This pertains, Madam Chair, to the updated Naga City Local Juvenile Intervention Program that was crafted by the technical working group. So may I move, Madam Chair, for the approval of the resolution approving the Naga City Local Juvenile Intervention Program.
Any second? A comment or objection, Honorable Abonal?
Hapot na lang po sabi, I saw the pages containing a list of ordinances na supposedly approved na. In other words, is there any resolution or unapproved resolution or ordinance na kabali dyan sa package na pinapa-approvahan? O mga dati na yan na
Ordinances pertaining to children.
yeah, in other words, what we are being presented is a compilation of previously approved ordinances or orders or resolutions.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
So on motion duly seconded, this is approved. Next item.
The proposed resolution of condolences to the bereaved family of the late former city vice mayor, former city councilor, and retired judge.
On joint and
Efren
collective
G.
motion,
Santos.
approved. Next item. Honorable Elmer Baldemoro. No rin.
Necrological, Madam Chair.
No rin. Yaw na ba?
I don't know, Madam Chair.
Pag-agi kong internal, garumayo
So
pa eh.
could we task, Madam Chair, the Secretariat to know the
Sige,
details,
so.
particularly
And then
the
we will
necrological services?
Okay, the
Thank you, Madam.
secretary is so instructed to Hill, pakihapot na lang. Next item.
The proposed resolution of the City Councilor Servidad, sponsored by Honorable Mary Kylie Francine Bitripolca, congratulating and commending Richelle Jackson Bausas for being hailed as a 14th placer in the photojournalism competition under the 10 Outstanding Young Journalist competition presently concluded dito Sarmiento Journalism.
Honorable Kylie.
This is similar to the previous resolution by Doc Jess Albispo. So, sabi niya po, we will just co-sponsor po the resolution.
Okay. Honorable Albios?
Together with CYO Councilor Servidad.
Yes, Madam Chair, I am amenable.
So, next item. Next item.
The proposed
May
resolution
nagkapag-
of the
engineer
Honorable
kami.
Mary Kylie Francine Bitripolca adopting the guidelines of the Interagency Task Force for Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases on contact sports for places categorized under Alert Level 2.
Honorable Kylie Tripulca.
Chair, this is the subject of my privileged speech. I move to pass a resolution adopting the guidelines of the IATF on contact sports for places categorized under Alert Level 2, Naga City.
Any second? Okay, approve.
Thank you,
Next
Madam Chair.
item.
The letter dated November 16, 2021 from the Budget Officer requesting for the passage of a resolution authorizing the charging against current appropriation of the city PNP an obligation and mark payable amounting to 66,320 for copier scanner but which was not subsequently processed, resulting to non-settlement of the obligation.
Honorable Rosales.
Yesterday, Madam Chair, during the committee report, we requested the City Budget Office to furnish the sanggunian of all claims against the city government of prior year obligations before we take up these requests for charging against current appropriation. So, I move that we refer this to the Committee on Appropriations.
Okay, refer to the Committee on Appropriation. Ayan, si mga pulis. Is this, may we ask, Colonel Catan, is this...
Baman ang po yun nila.
Pako ini. Ini, pako ini si request ng mga pulis.
Other concern, Madam Chair.
Other concern. Okay, next item.
Unfinished business, the letter dated November 9, 2021, inviting to this regular session the city engineer or the acting city engineer, Alexander Canning, to inform the Sanggunian on the implementation of Ordinance Number 2021-047 or the Telco Ordinance of Naga City.
Yun yan, siya, no? So, Engineer Moreno will represent the city engineer, the acting city engineer. Okay, the rules are suspended.
Members of the Sanggunian, pinadala pa ako din ni OIC City Engineer para i-report po si mga ongoing activities kang telcos. Particularly po duman sa two major areas of concern along Liboton or MT Villanueva and San Felipe. Last September 15, we conducted a Zoom meeting with telcos and Casoreco. Ang intention po is to fix a date para sa relocation ng mga cables along MT Villanueva. Up to this moment, ang nakapag-beat lang po ng deadline na we set October 30, duwang telcos, PLDT and Converge, and DCTV. Si Globe po, until now, hindi pa po sinda tapos. Nagpa-extend sinda up to November 11, pero until now, hindi pa man po gararay tapos si Globe. Ang Casoreco 2, nag-effort man po na matapos ang MT Villanueva on November 20. Nag-commit po gabos na telcos na matarabang manggaray maski tapos na sinda sa effort ng Casoreco 2 para si mga poste along affected by the widening totally mahali na po. So, iyan po ang sa MT Villanueva. Sa San Felipe po, until now, dahil pa nagtutugot ang Casoreco na i-transfer ang mga kablikan telco sa bago nindang poste. Iyan lang po ang update na report me sa two major area of concerns.
Honorable Lito Del Rosario.
Thank you, Engineer Moreno. At least nahiling ta si mga updates very tangible ang results kasi na-clear na si Tinampo. Lalo nag-disa ko yan sa Magsaysay and abot naman sa some portions of MT Villanueva. Ang sarong concern, ining pig-request kan mga telcos na itong ibang areas na daipig alaw kang Casoreco na magtakod sindaning linya, baka makonsider itong one pole policy kang sort of policy kang LGU Naga. Yaon duman sa telco ordinance na iko kitang pig-create na board na dapat by this time dapat nag-uurulay na kamo So we will be needing your recommendation for appropriate disposition kan Sangguniang Panlungsod as far as yung request ng mga telco to have that modified. Naiiling taman, Madam Chair, na ining San Felipe, yan areas kan San Felipe, mula dyan sa may pasiring sa Naga City Employees Housing, yang pasakat sa Pakol, aralang kaon mga tori dyan, tsaka long span. So, dahil dyan talaga pwede ang one pole policy na otherwise masag ang linya dyan. So, baka pwede i-consider yan kan Sangguniang Panlungsod. Now, ang pigahalat bilang engineer, si final recommendation nindo. Kasi yaon yan sa telco ordinance na may board duman na dapat nangugunin do si mga request kan mga telcos and you submit to us the necessary recommendation. So, yun lang yan, Madam Chair. At least, igwa kita ni mga headways duman sa mga primerong mga lugar na na-discuss na. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Del Rosario. Honorable Del Castillo.
The original deadline given to Tilcos was October 31. Am I correct, Engineer Moreno?
Yes, Councilor.
So, today is already November 16, but until yesterday, yaraon pa si mga poste sa tao kan tinampo, lalong-lalo na sa MT Villanueva, which might cause accident to motorists. Dahil kuyan siya haros, si sarong lane sa gilid, diyaon siya duman. In fact, nag-aaragingan isip mga trimobile duman sa gilid, sa may aranikan na sidewalk. So, abot kita no arin mahalat sa Tilco na magkaharali ini yung mga posting ini. Dahil kung dahil siya mahiro, I believe, kahit po antang ipanis ang mga telcos na iniyo, dahil halawigo ng maray na panahon, ang tinao sa inda, pero sa ngunyan, yaong pagiraray si poste sa tao kan tinampo. It poses danger to the lives and limbs of motorists. I think something should be done para magkarali na niyo mga posting ini dyan sa MT Villanueva. Because the road was already widened. Tapos na. Except for ining sa may Kirabanira. Pero si mga poste, may poste na ang Kasureko duman sa right side, pasiring sa Bagong Bayan. I don't know kung na-transfer na kang Kasureko si load ninda from the previous poles, pasiring duman sa bago. But, kuya, nahiling ko dyan, gulpihon pang nagkaralay-kalay ng mga kabli, kan mga telcos. So, siguro I think they should be given an ultimatum so that they should do what they should do to remove all those poles along MT Villanueva. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Del Castillo. Engineer Moreno.
Diyan po sa MT Villanueva, 11 or 12 telco poles na ang natanggal mi diyan. So, ang natatada po talaga si mga poste na lang kang Kasureko. Maliban lang po duman sa may kanto kang Palaog Liboton. Dahil man po siya basta mahali na habang da ito na-transfer itong habang da nahali si poste kang kang Kasureko. Ang globe po kinaulay mi kung taano ta delayed sinda. Ang sabi po ninda dahil sa migration ninda to fiber optic cables, kasi pakiulayan mi po na mag-migrate na sa FOCs from copper cables. Ang problema po ninda, si clients ninda, siguro po dahil may additional expenses, doon po sila nagagabatan. Unlike po kaya si PLDT, while we are working sa Magsaysay, si PLDT po, si Converge, nagtatrabaho na sa Liboton. So, natapos po kang PLDT sa Converge si trabaho dahil mas nainot po sila duman sa area. Although sabi ko nga you committed na matatapos siya November and last day of October. Pero just the same, sabi nila, problema mi si clients dahil kaya po kaya may agreement mag-iyo si client para sa fiber optic cables, sa migration sa fiber optic cables.
Okay, follow up, Honorable Del Castillo.
Garo pigi-held hostage kita kang Globe pag-araw kayan, Madam Chair. Kung di pala mag-agree si client, dahil nahalion. What will happen? I think that should not be. Kung nagibo nga ni kan PLDT, nagibo kang Converge, ang Globe na kula magang kumpanya, they should do something to address the problem. Dahil kung pwede lang na kita na magtaranggal ka, hindi taranggalon ta. Pero dahil pwedeng sasabihin na kung mag-agree si client, that's unacceptable, Madam Chair. Obligasyon nila na haliun yan. Dahil pag may nadiskrasya dyan, pati ang syudad liable. Isa'y masimbag kung may madiskrasya dyan. Masabi ta daw na, habo kaya si client kang Globe na mag-trabaho. We cannot say it. So, something must be done para mapwersaan na natatadang mga telcos to remove their cables and eventually to remove the poles along MT Villanueva.
So the city engineer's office is instructed to inform or to tell those telco post na mga nakakabit duman na kung pwede haliw na, and to pero mag-ano na kamo kung nuarin at least igwang oras sa talagang o araw kani dapat mahali na nindo yan. Di ba kita pwedeng mag-impose kaya nasa sa ano yan sa Indo, di ba, sa building?
Actually po yung October deadline, yun na po si ultimatum eh. Tapos nag-inquire po kaya kami sa legal office kung pwede mi siyang
kasuhan na.
Ibagsak sa mga kable. Ang legal opinion po, mayo kaming authority na ibagsak sa mga kable.
Pero to think na nag-ano kami ng ultimatum, dahil hindi nagsunod, pwede bang, di ba, pwedeng anuhan yan, legal ano yan, di ba? Okay, Honorable Del Rosario.
Engineer Moreno, yung sinasabi kang city legal na mayong, kung natandaan doon, nagsurat bagang city legal na mayong ordinansang pigkakaputan ng syudad, kaya dahil niya pwedeng i-top down yan. Kaya nga, para igutan tayo itong telco ordinance eh. All you have to do is to implement it. All you have to do is to implement it. Paisiyon si mga telcos kan si mga timelines duman. As a matter of fact, igong portion duman, natatabangan tapangani siya kung dahil niya kaya. May task group duman na pig-create na even the city can extend assistance. Ang city should be extending assistance sa mga telcos na dahil nakakalamag duman sa mga deadlines. Ngunyan kung araw ka ng sitwasyon, tama si Councilor Body, mau-stage kita. Kaya duman sa mga may mga penal provisions duman, Madam Chair. Sunod doon lang nito si mga timelines duman. Although, Engineer Moreno, apektado ang love life mo kani, pero in the end, ang safety man kang public ang primordial consideration ta igdi. Just implement yung telco ordinance, tarabangan ta, ikaw naman, kaya nga siniguro kang 13 sangguniang palunsod na may task group na maalalay sa mga telcos just in case dahil sa nakakalamag sa mga deadlines. Importante lang engineer, maaraman kan mga telcos na willing ang city government na magtabang. As a matter of fact, pig-create naman sa ordinansang ito ang task group to assist them. Dahil kita maghalat sa inda, na sinda ma-dictate kang tempo. Otherwise, yung mga posting yan, eternity. Nakatirindog yan dyan. Kung noari lang nila naisip na gibuhon sa kalang, dahil dapat mangyari yan. And they tend to tugutan igdi sa LGU Naga, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Del Rosario.
Madam Chair?
Honorable Miles Arquideroyo.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Pwede tatabi ihapot kay Engineer Moreno kung nag-meet na itong task force because garo siya lang ang pighahapot but we have created under the ordinance a task force. Has the task force met? Yes, Madam Chair.
Engineer Moreno, nag-meet na ba ang task force?
Sa ganyan po, ang nagpo-function si dating task force pa po. Dahil pa po nabibilog itong task force na...
So, dahil pa nabibilog.
So, si Isay Tabi, Madam Chair, ang responsible para i-convene si task force.
City Engineer, pwedeng paki-review itong ordinance? Oo, kung siya itong dapat mag-convene ka itong... Ano si composition kang ano? Inayaw dyan. Oo, yun pala. City Engineer, ang chairman. So, dapat ang City Engineer ang mag-apod kang meeting. Okay.
Inform ko po si City Engineer.
We'd like to recognize the presence of OIC City Engineer Canning. He is around. Okay, Engineer Canning, may we request you to answer the query of the members with regards to the telpost.
Okay. Good morning, Your Honors. Engineer Greg Moreno here is our point person on telcos. That's why he is appearing before you today. But since we are tasked for the the task group, then we will be convening this task group this week, Your Honors.
Okay, Honorable Del Rosario.
Para di man mabugtak sa limelight si Engineer Canning, tana ta sining 1 week, Madam Chair. Then after that, they should come back to the Sanggunian to update us kan si mga ginibo. Please take note, Engineer Canning, kan si mga functions nindo dyan, ano si mga trabaho nindo dyan. Tin, paki-rundown nga ni Tin. Page 4, functions. Oversee the implementation, conduct inventory, cause the removal of poles and lines in coordination with Casureco 2. For this purpose, it shall coordinate with government agencies and officers for the full discharge of its function, which shall include administrative or technical assistance, logistics, and detail of personnel, update of records, etc., etc. So we expect, Engineer Canning, that you report to us next week yung observance indo kang mga yaonig di. Mapagal ng maray ang sitwasyon ta dyan sa yan mga posting yan, Madam Chair. Dahil na kita maghalat na may magadan pa dyan na aksidente. Igwa ng ordinansa ang syudad. Halito ng pinasar. Kaya po ang talang i-implement ini.
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Del Rosario. Can we expect a report next week, Engineer Canning?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Rosales? It's 11:15 na.
Digdi po kaya, Madam Chair, sa surat ni Engineer Canning, igwa ng November 20 na tigsasabi na ultimatum kung ang sinasabi, all telcos committed to participate in this undertaking. So, are we expecting something by November 20? Digdi sa surat na sinabi mo sa last part? Are the telcos even aware of this November 20 deadline?
Kindly answer the query of the Honorable Rosales. Are they aware? Pigbasihan lang si letter nindo.
Ultimatum po was set by Casureco 2. Kasi nagko-coordinate nga kami with Casureco 2. Sa November 20, all telcos will help para sa removal ng mga cables saka ng mga poste along MT Villanueva.
Anyway, Madam Chair, they will come back next week, so I will reserve my questions for next week.
Okay, kindly report next week, Engineer Canning and Engineer Moreno. So, it's now, do we take a break or we go back to the... Okay, we take a break. Before that, Honorable Baltimoro.
Upake nagahalat si City Director Katan. Baka pwede ito nang i-take up before we break.
Okay, ano to? Ano itong ano niya? Sige.
Next item na po siya.
Okay, so we finish next item. Engineer Katan, next item.
The letter dated November 9, 2021, inviting into this regular session Police Colonel Marlon M. Catan, City Director, Naga City Police Office, relative to his request for a resolution denouncing the atrocities of the terrorist CPP-NPA and declaring them as persona non grata in the city.
May we request General Catan? Police Colonel Marlon Catan, as to the request, as to his request.
Good morning, Madam Chair, to the honorable members of this august body. I have with me Lieutenant Ermita, in case you have a question about the passage of this ordinance. She represented Lieutenant Colonel Dalumbar, who was a JPSCC meeting with the province of Catanduanes, or the Joint Peace Security Coordinating Center meeting with Catanduanes. That's why he sent his representative, Lieutenant Ermita. So to begin with, let me enlighten you with Executive Order 70, or the executive order institutionalizing the whole of nation approach in attaining inclusive and sustainable peace, creating a national task force to end local communist armed conflict, and directing the adoption of a peace national framework. Next, please. So, DILG Memorandum Circular 2019-125, guidelines for the local government units in the implementation of Executive Order number 70. So, as shown, the creation of City Municipal Task Force. The City or Municipal Task Force shall be organized through a joint resolution created by the City Municipal Peace and Order Council, or the MPOC. So, by tomorrow, we will be presenting the same in the Peace and Order Council, jointly with the City Municipal or Municipal Development Council. The City or Municipal Task Force with the City Mayor as a chair shall have the following duties and responsibilities. So first is to ensure the creation of Barangay Task Force, which shall complement EO number 70 within their areas of jurisdiction, and take the lead in the planning and implementation of the retooled community support program. Enlist the assistance of any department, bureau, office, agency, or instrumentality of the government-owned or controlled corporations, state universities and colleges, in accordance with their respective mandates, in coordination with the PTF and the implementation of RCSP. So, hindi ko na po isa-isahin at medyo mahaba. It would be taking much of our time. Ano ko na lang yung mga salient points. So, yan, nandiyan naman po. Ito po yung mga circular mandating the creation of the task force and the declaration to condemn all forms of atrocities and acts of violence. So, in this case, we were able to encourage all the barangays of Naga to pass a resolution declaring CPP-NPA NDF as a persona non grata. So, kompleto na po tayo. Stations 1 to 6, they were able to have the 27 resolutions from all the barangays of Naga. With the documentation, we can furnish each member of this body by the copy. Sir Dodit is here. Napakalaki po ng tulong niya para makapagpas po lahat ng barangay. Well, ang isa pong nagiging batak niyan sa rating namin, yung aking individual commander's evaluation rating, 1 point lang po na ibibigay ng region dahil nga po walang resolution ang Naga City niyang persona non grata. And of all the LCAC task forces organized, meron po tayong 17 regional task forces. Next please. In Bicol, a total of 62 local government units declared CPP, NPA, NDF as persona non grata. Next. Yan po, 27 barangays. Next. Next, please. Papakabalik po dun sa ano. Sa NCR po, almost all nakapagpas na rin po. And out of 1,715 LGUs nationwide, 1,546 or 90.1% has the resolution. Maybe Lieutenant Ermita can contribute something.
Okay. Honorable Abonar, before the Ermita, Ma'am Ermita.
Dalawang bagay lang. Can we please ask, due to the atrocities ng NPA, do we have specific atrocities in the city of Naga ng NPA? Number 2, ano po ang epekto ng dinideclare na persona non grata? I think those specific items dapat clear sa akin kung magpapasa ako ng resolution. Can we ask for those 2 items, Madam Chair? Specific atrocities. And ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng atrocity? Number 2, ano po ang specific effect ng dinideclare na persona non grata? Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, 2 questions. Specific atrocities, kindly enumerate po. And then second is, ano ang specific effect if we pass this resolution? Colonel Catan.
The latest atrocity committed by the CPP, NPA, NDF was last 2003. Na may namatay po tayo isang pulis. I think he's Sergeant Morales. So since then, wala pang atrocity. Dahil ang atrocity po nila, yung violent atrocities is ambuscade, raid, sparrow, summer killing. So I think po we don't have to wait for that time to come na may atrocity silang iko-commit. Kasi hindi po nila ginagawa yung sa Naga because this is their stronghold. Nandito po yung kanilang nandito po yung transaction nila. Nandito po, I cannot, the joint, the regional task force, yung pong sa intelligence natin, I cannot specifically give the figure, but they're extorting around 41 million for the whole region. So, are we going to wait for the atrocities to have this resolution? Because Naga is a white area, classified as a white area. All the areas outside Naga were all red areas. Andito po yung kanilang andito po yung kanilang NDF, wherein they're committing rallies. And they were included diyan po sa pag-categorize as terrorist because diyan po nag-uumpisa yung breeding ground, kumbaga. Like in other universities and colleges in Metro Manila. I cannot specifically mention the university or college here. But diyan po nag-uumpisa yung underground movement wherein yung mga hardcore natin diyan sa samahan, may mga nanggaling po diyan. So that is the answer to question number 1, the specific atrocity.
Ito,
So,
number 2.
Number 2, yung
If we pass
necessity
this
po,
resolution.
we have to harmonize our effort. The task, the EO70 was not passed by one person alone. It passed through the Congress, and we have to utilize the fund because as of now, sir, or Madam Chair, Honorable Body, we are utilizing a small fund, amount of fund that were coming from the national government because we don't have specific projects to work upon to contain the kasi ano po ito, parang augmentation lang sa atrocity nilang kinocommit outside Naga. Kumbaga ito yung harboring area nila, ito yung safe ground nila. That's why I think they are not making atrocities kasi kung full blown or full scale natin yung campaign na yan, siyempre yung peace and tranquility ng Naga ay maapektuhan din po.
Okay, Honorable Perez. Is that before that? Is that a follow-up question? Honorable Abonal?
Nang dinideclare na persona non grata. To be specific, for example, ako i-declare ako na persona non grata. Ano po ang effect sa akin noon? Ano ang mga prohibition o ano ba? For execution na ba ako or what? Ano po ba ang effect noon? Wala pa yatang sagot yun, Madam Chair.
Anong specific effect? If we declare the CPP-NPA as persona non grata, ano ang effect kayan?
Good morning po, Madam Chair and Honorable Body po. I'm Second Lieutenant Ermita, the representative po of 83rd IB. We are covering po the 3rd and 4th District of Camarines Sur. Regarding po about sa adverse effect po ng pag-declare nyo ng persona non grata, as we can see po, ma'am, the entire province of Camarines Sur, meron lang pong 2 cities dito and the rest po, puro na po municipalities. Then, what happened po, kung nakikita po natin, medyo regarding po sa development, nadidelay na po ang mga other municipalities sa development because of these CTG atrocities. Now, if we make Naga City as one of the example dahil ito po ay isang safe place, wala po siyang atrocities, and makikita po ng other municipalities na dahil insurgent-free po itong Naga City, tuloy-tuloy po yung development dito, mas mapapaganda po yung ano ng Camarines Sur po, mas mapapaganda po yung pagkakaisa.
Okay, Honorable Abonal.
Declare ako na persona non grata. Does that mean na hindi ko pwedeng maglaog Naga? That's a specific thing. Pwede bang shoot to kill ako or whatever?
Hindi po.
Ano nga po ang mga specific effects? Hindi yung mga 27 towns na sa city, sa Camarines or nag-declare na. That's not a direct effect ng persona non grata. Ano po ang specific na effects?
Pag ikaw po is na-find out na part po ng CPP, NPA, NDF po, sir, then itong city is nag-declared ng persona non grata against CPP, NPA, NDF, magiging part po siya ng investigation. Then meron po tayong anti-terror law kung saan po pwede siyang ipapasok na may kakaharapin po siyang case, sir.
Madam Chair.
question, yung sinasabing NPA, pwede nang hulihin. Hindi na kailangan na i-declare pa. Because they have been outlawed. Ang direct point ko lang, Madam Chair, kailangan ba ng Naga City ay mag-declare na persona non grata yan? I don't think it's a valid reason na because every town nag-declare na Naga human.
Kailangan din po, sir, for them to know, sir, na they are not welcome here in Naga City, sir.
Kahit hindi i-declare, they are not welcome here.
Hindi po natin alam, sir, kasi definitely, pag wala pang black and white na paper yan, sir, that they are not welcome here, patuloy lang po yung activity na gagawin din po nila dito sa Naga City, sir.
Ano ba ang mga ginagawa nila ngayon?
Sir,
ang na-mention po was 2003. For your information,
sir, that
loko yung 2003 na pinatay na pulis.
Sir, that is a violent atrocity. Kumaga, sa atrocities po kasi committed by CPP and PNDF, they have the ambuscade, raid, harassment.
Yeah.
That's why we were not...
Mayroon po ba niyan dito sa Naga?
The latest po is 2003.
Yeah.
That's why yung pong ating Sir City Mobile Force Company, yung pong yung mga pulis po natin na hindi po nagsusuot mostly ng General Office attire, ganito po ang suot, they are there to defend, to hold. Kasi nung nga pong huling atrocity na yan, since then, wala na pong nangyari because we are maintaining a force specifically for anti-insurgency operation. Nagkakandak po sila, sir, ng patrolling, combat, minor operation or combat to prevent po the same atrocity to happen 17 years ago.
Yeah, 17 years na po nangyari yan. Wala namang persona non grata declaration noon and yet wala na namang nangyayari.
Yes, sir.
Is there an urgent need for the declaration? For that matter, Madam Chair, para matapos na po ito may iba pang bagay.
Yes, sir.
I understand na ipipresent ito sa Peace and Order Council tomorrow. Sabi ninyo tomorrow. Okay, we will wait for that and then saka na lang tayo
Peace and Order Council.
Mag-debate on the matter. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Abunal. Honorable Perez, nag-raise ng hand si Honorable Perez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Long before this request, sometime in the 1990s, in the time of Mayor Robredo, mayroong grupo ng mga concerned citizens and cause-oriented groups na they work closely and coordinated and even consulted with the mayor and the people of Naga, and together, collectively, they put up a statement declaring Naga as a city of peace,
zone of
peace and tranquility. Which in effect, binabawal nila dito ang armed conflict and binabawal nila ang pagpunta ng mga tao na may mga armas, except of course for the uniformed personnel. So, hindi na nangailangan ng isa pang statement or declaration ng persona non grata. Yun mismo ay malinaw na nagsasabi na ito ay zone of peace and tranquility at hindi dito welcome ang sino man na magdadala ng armas o magsisimula ng gulo. Because a persona non grata is defined as a person who is unwelcome, who is ano ba yun? Unwelcome and
Wikipedia or Webster Dictionary?
Another word for unwelcome is unacceptable. With that, ang alam ko, yung declaration namin ng Zone of Peace and Tranquility ay hindi pa nare-repeal. And I find that document more powerful nitong hinihingi nyo na statement, a declaration of persona non grata. Ang isa pa nga dyan why should we declare a person to be a persona non grata kung wala pa nga namang ginagawa? Diba? But this statement, this collective statement about a zone of peace and tranquility, ay inaalis na kagad natin yung any attempt to disturb the city, to bring trouble in the city. Kaya ano pang kailangan nyo? Wala na. Hindi na kailangan itong declaration of mas powerful po itong hinahawakan namin ngayon. And it stays. And it can be reiterated. And I am reiterating it now na meron kaming document na mas powerful pa sa hinihingi ninyo ngayon. Thank
Anyway,
you.
there was a suggestion from the Honorable Abunal to wait for the Peace and Order Council's action. Okay, Honorable... that was your proposal, right, Sir, Honorable Abunal and Rosales? Nakaano? Is that a follow-up, Honorable Abunal?
In as much as sabi nila yung 27 barangays daw ng Naga may declaration na ganyan, can we please be furnished a copy of each one of them, kahit mga Xerox copies man lang, para makita natin doon ang pirma ni Councilor Dodit Beltran.
So there was a second to the motion of the Honorable. Is that a comment or an objection to the proposal? Comment.
Chair,
11
from this representation. Speaking of atrocities, Madam Chair, there were very violent atrocities committed in Naga City. To add, Madam Chair, to the statement of Colonel Catan, we heard and we saw the liquidation of Sergeant Parumog of the Naga City Police Office sa Doña Clara Village. It was liquidated by the Sparrow Unit of the NPA. We also learned of the liquidation of Colonel Claros, also in Doña Clara, Concepcion Pequeña, Madam Chair. He was a former intelligence officer of the Philippine National Police. We also heard of the liquidation of Mr. Ona sa Pacol, early morning. Hindi ko lang aram si Petsa.
San Isidro pa.
Pacol, Madam Chair. Diyan sa may Zone 1, boundary kang Zone 1 Carolina and sa Pacol. And yung market guard sa Naga City Public Market, it was liquidated by the NPA. Hindi ko lang aram si Petsa. Diyan sa iraram kang Naga City Public Market sa may Zamora Underpass. So speaking of atrocities, iguanang active atrocities in Naga City. All these were done in between yung declaration of the Zone of Peace. We might as well take a look seriously in this request ni kang Naga City Police Office. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Comment or objection to the proposal? Comment? Honorable Vidal Castillo?
Not comment, Madam Chair. Nagpapasalamat lang po ako sa ating police. Dahil po gusto nila mapanatili ang ating peace and order dito sa ating lungsod. 27 barangay nagmanifest, nagpasan ng resolution. Ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng NPA? Anong pakaintindi natin ng NPA? Pag sinabi natin NPA, terorista yan. Ang aming pamilya naging biktima niyan. Yung kapatid ko nasunod sa akin, kapatid ko na, kaibigan ko pa. Inambos ng NPA. Primerong ambos nung umupo si Rosen Aquino. March 4, 1986. Ang masama doon kasi magdamag kami magkasama, nagsasaya kami. Sabi niya, Vidal, matulog na ako kasi pupunta ko ng Ligas, maaga kami.
Nung kinaumagaan alas 10, sinabi nadinig natin sa radio, may ambush na nangyari doon. Sa Ginumbatan, Albay. Pagpunta ko doon, nandoon na yung aking kapatid sa Legazpi. Pagpunta ko doon, wala nang ulo. Kasi inambush na, nilagyan pa ng granada sa liig. Nung sumabog ang granada, buhok lang ang natira. Kaya hindi ko pwedeng kalimutan ang NPA. Isa pa, nung ako kapitan, pinadalan ako ng, ano ba yun, ataol? Yung, Mupin, pinadalan ako doon sa bahay. Tanungin niyo si Abyog, yung may funeral dyan. Pinadalan ako doon sa Opal Street. Sinabi ko, ano ba kako yan? Sino nagpadala? Si Abyog po. Kasi sabi daw, patay ka na. Kako, buhay pa ako. Ibalik mo kako yan kay Abyog. Pagpunta ko doon kay Abyog, kinausap ko kung sino ang nag-order ng ataol, ng kupin. Ang sabi niya, ano lang, may telepon lang. Tumawag lang doon. Napatay na si Vidal Castillo. Nag-umu-order ng ataol. Kaya lang kinakailangan kung pwede dalhin doon within 1 hour. Kasi kung hindi, ipadala within 1 hour, sa iba na lang kukuha. Iyan ang sabi sa akin. Kako, sino kako yun? Ang sabi sa akin, Kap, ang may tutulong ko lang sa iyo, yung number lang ng telepono ang may bibigay ko sa kanya, yung tumawag sa akin kasi may number kami, may code kami dito. Nung niresearch ko, talagang iyon ay terrorist. Talagang, kaya po ako, kapatid ko namatay, inambos ng NPA. Pagkatapos ako, dinalan ako ng ataol kasi nanghihingi sa akin ng pera. Kaya po ako nagpapasalamat sa ating kapulisan na ginagawa lang nila ang kanilang tungkulin na maging payapa, maging maugmang lugar ang syudad ng Naga. Kaya pasalamatan da sinda. Dahil ka na sinda husgaran. Kang hinagad ninda sa tuya, kung dahil naman may tao, siguro pasalamatan da sinda. Salamat po!
Thank you, Honorable Vidal Castillo. Dahil man pinagulay ang dinding da isindataan. There was a proposal na kung pwede maghalat duman sa Peace and Order Council na report and also to furnish a copy kay ito pong mga ginibo kang mga different since there was no objection, so we will defer this. Okay, Colonel,
Madam Chair, regarding po dun sa sinabi ni Sir na may mas powerful pa po kayo na naipasa ang Naga City against CTG or terrorist po. Atrocities din po dito sa Naga. Manghingi na lang po kami ng copy, Sir. Then at the same time po, since na-mention po ni Sir na mas powerful po yon kesa dito sa CPP, kesa dito po sa persona non grata, then Madam Chair, we expect po na sana, since mas powerful naman yung naipasa nyo, it would be easier for you to declare this persona non grata po. Since ang goal po ng natin, ng national government natin is itong province of Camarines Sur po, lahat po ng bayan dito and cities makapag-declare po ng persona non grata against CTG po.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Chair.
Yes,
okay, Honorable Perez and then Honorable Arroyo.
I'm going to furnish them a copy of that declaration.
Opo, sir.
And I would like to make it clear na kung bakit more powerful yon.
Yes, sir.
Kasi yung document na yon, unlike this declaration na hinihingi nyo, embraces all kinds of terrorists. Hindi lang NPA. Lahat ng atrocities ay bawal dito.
Yes, sir.
From whatever force it is coming, bawal po.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Perez. Honorable Miles Arroyo.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I was part in the formulation of that document that Honorable Perez is talking about. that was formulated, Madam Chair, through the initiative of the Hearts of Peace. It was an NGO na-form right after the EDSA revolution, Madam Chair, the Hearts of Peace. Ang prime mover po kayan was Mrs. Jean Lorin, no, na pinag-discuss po with Mayor Jess Robredo. But ang point, and it's really true, Madam Chair, I believe na ang peace po sa Naga is because of that agreement. Kasi community po talaga ang naggibo ka ito, and it didn't even come from the PNP, no? Paghiro po ito kang komunidad, and that's why it's holding true until now. But of course, dakulaan po ang role syempre kan sa mga kapulisan na kumbaga mangibabaw, maging tutuo si objectives duman sa agreement na ito. But my point that I want to raise, Madam Chair, is ang declaration pong persona non grata it actually should refer to a natural person. So paano po ta si organization? It's a juridical person, di po ba? So ano po ang question that I wish the PNP will be able to answer is, with a very strong anti-terror law, ano pa po ang dainin do magigibo dahil mayo ka ining declaration of persona non grata? Ano ang daing magigibo para pugulan ang mga terrorist activities na iyan, mga atrocities na iyan? Ano ang dainin do magigibo if there is no such declaration as persona non grata? Sana matakal po yan, Madam Chair, sa Peace and Order Council, and I would like Councilor Abunal, I would defer consideration of this matter until after the POC has passed on this matter and issued a resolution. Sigurado mapunta man ini sa Sanggunian, then pagurulayan rin once it comes back to the Sanggunian, Madam Chair. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Miles. So this matter is deferred until the Peace and Order report be given to the Sangguniang Panglungsod. Can we take a break?
office with respect to
Ay, may na yaon si engineer, ano?
with respect to the
May na ba
request
si engineer kaning?
with,
Si engineer recto ang maano?
with respect to the letter of Miss Elimita
Ay, iba man
Candia,
yan.
OIC Kasareco.
Ay, ba man yan si ano?
This is
Ulay ko
with
mabalik kita
respect
dun.
to electric posts, Your Honors.
Honorable Del Rosario?
Madam Chair, duman sa task force yung sa telco ordinance, yung engineer Canning, para
Okay.
consolidate na nila siguro sa recommendation. Thank you, Madam.
Okay, referred to telco, task force. O, can we go back na to sitong sa...
Item number 4, the request of the city mayor for authority to negotiate and enter into a contract with certain lot owners relative to the proposed Almeda Mabulo bypass road. Engineer Recto is
Engineer
around, Your
Recto.
Honors.
Okay. You are recognized engineer, Councilor Salvador del Castillo, nadadagdagan ng ano mo ay.
Matter was discussed, Madam Chair. I have a query
Si Miles para.
in for purposes of clarifying things. Previously, there was a donation executed between the Mr. Hausian, the Martires, I think including Paterno, to the city government of Naga. My question is this request has no connection with the previous one? Has no connection in the sense that those donation was already consummated, and the lot covered by this request are different portion of the property of the donors. That's my query, Madam Chair, which I hope Engineer Recto can enlighten us.
Engineer Recto?
The first donation is connected to the second request of the Honorable Mayor. The only thing is we have realigned the first route of the Mabulo Almeda bypass road upon the request of the DPWH. Actually, they gave us this new alignment. It was affected by the PNR route actually.
Okay, Honorable Del Castillo.
So, meaning, itong previous na donated property, portion ka to, dahil ito na magagamit because of DPWH request na dapat i-realign Tinampo.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, what will happen with the portion na dahil na magagamit? Baka pwedeng i-swap tayo sa portion na...
Bakong igwang map? Pahiling daw girare itong map, itong garo ano?
Baka pwedeng baka lang, Madam Chair, baka lang.
Pahiling ta sa itong ano.
Baka pwedeng manegosita na ibabalik ta sa itong portion na dahil na magagamit, kakaribay ka itong portion na gagamit nun na bago because of the realignment of the road.
Ay, pwedeng daradakulaan, salit-salit. Arin yan si portion na ano? Engineer Recto. Yan si request. Patokdo daw. Si Pig-donate arin dyan. Si Pig-donate sa tuya.
Yung ano, siguro mas maray color-coded, Madam Chair. Tangarig ma-identify ka.
Oo, para ma-identify. Ano, arin na dyan si Pig-donate. Asin na rin pa si
A-acquire.
Si A-acquire. Arin dyan si Pig-donate ni pangalan ito, Hausian, Martinez, Martires. Di ba pwedeng i-donate na rin? Para
Can I just approach the...
Sige, sige.
Oh, sige, sige. Tok, ano mo lugod, tada igaro na. Salit-salit pati. Kaya kuanon mo na yung microphone niya. Ano mo, i-push mo na. Yan.
The first alignment of the road was, it will be passing here, somewhere here. It is north of this new alignment, this way. This one, sir, is the Almeda Highway, and the other side is the Mabolo side of the highway. Actually, this is near the boundary with Milaor.
Milaor
Yes,
side.
Your Honor. Some of the lots here are already inside the area of Milaor. This one, sir. This is actually the boundary of Naga and Milaor. Boundary line. So this portion actually is already inside the municipality of Milaor.
Ang babakaluntang daga nasa loob kang Milaor.
This one, the property of Bulao is already inside Milaor area. Yes, Your Honor.
Can we purchase a property outside our territorial jurisdiction?
According to our legal office, there's no. Yes,
Kung
ma'am.
pwede ang Milaor na lang ang magbakal. Para dahil magbakal. Makikinasang tinda. Ay, okay, Honorable Marcy Kidaroyo.
Yes, Madam Chair, when this project was presented to us, the manifestations was that the lots will be donated, considering that it will be bypassing Naga City. Ang bypass kaya baga, Madam Chair, kumbaga iniiwas ta sa sentro, and therefore mababawasan ang possible business in the sentro. Pero pinapadiretsutan ng magluwas si mga possible taong malaog sa city, and therefore pwede maging kabawasan ng business sa loob ng city. So, dapat nga ang mga bypass baga, Madam Chair, ang nag-aasikaso pa yan, national government. So, when it was presented, ang pagkakagirumdum ko, the land will be donated. So now we will be buying the lands, Madam Chair, even those from the other side, which is Mabolo.
Milaor na eh.
Yes. Can we get a clarification on this, Madam Chair?
Engineer Recto.
Your Honor, actually, most of these lots will be donated to the city government, except the property of the esposas Bulao, which I think we're going to expropriate.
So Madam Chair, do we understand it clearly that only this property of Bulao we are buying through expropriation, and all the other listed property owners will be donating those portions?
Yes, Your Honor. That's my understanding too.
Kadakol bagang nakalista mo niyan?
The property of Bulao is only 181 square meters. Yes, Your Honor.
So, Chair, all the properties in the list in the previous document, the one earlier showed to us, so they will all be donated.
Yes, Your Honor. Except the Bulao property.
Ito yung kay Martires, big ano na yan, big donate na, bakong iyo. So ini na lang kay, yung blue, yung may blue, ang babakalon.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Honorable Del Castillo.
Itong mga dating itong pigdunar, iyo manggiraray. So ang babakalunta lang igdiyo is ini yung property owned by the spouses Ramon and
Mercy.
Mercy Bulao. Containing an area of
181 square meter.
181 square meter. So, malinaw, Madam Chair. So, with that, on my part, if there are no more questions with my colleagues, I will move that we pass the necessary authority, any resolution authorizing the mayor to negotiate with the spouses Bulao for the acquisition of the said property, which will be part of the road right of way of the proposed Almeda Mabulo Bypass Road.
Okay, in a second? Okay, approved. Thank you, Engineer Recto. Next item?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next item? Gil.
Just a point of clarification, Your Honor. The letter of the city mayor dated November 9, 2021 involved several property owners, not only the spouses Bulao.
Iyo, dumangke baga
So
kadako.
maybe be clarified of the disposition.
During last regular session, Madam Chair, pighagad ta na mahiling ta sigabos na mga property, listahan kan mga property owners na inagihan kani yung Almeda Mabulo Bypass Road. Pero dahil manangangahulugan, Madam Chair, na gusto talang maaraman, rather, kung arin pang property, sida ikabali duman sa previously na-acquire na through donation to the city. So, nagluluwas ko niyan, Madam Chair, na tama si previous request na ito lang property ni Bulao ang babakalon kan syudad through kung dahil madara sa negotiation through expropriation. So, iyan Madam Chair, that's the essence of all these things. Thank you, Madam Chair.
So it's very clear na ito man lang kibulaw ang sa tuyang i-negotiate. Okay, next item.
The letter dated November 11, 2021 of Ms. Rochelle Ontenco Porela, Governor de Green.
Inisi sa ano, sa mga...
It's addressed to the city mayor.
The letter is addressed to the city mayor.
Itong trees na ano, the trees in question sa Del Rosario, di ba?
Madam Chair,
Okay,
on Friday, the City Development Council will convene and will take up as part of the agenda this matter. So I think we are just being furnished a copy of the response from the group, which is addressed to the city mayor.
Okay. So not to take note. Next item.
Copy of resolution number 2021-11 of the City Appraisal Committee with respect to Bulao property in Abulo. This will form part of the disposition. The letter dated October 4, 2021 from Ms. Maria Edna Bongalonta, City Agriculturist, regarding agricultural technicians per ordinance number 2020-095.
This is with regards to the ordinance passed by the Honorable Arroyo.
Yes, Madam Chair. May we be furnished copy of the report, Madam Chair?
Okay, so furnish a copy to Honorable Arroyo. Next item.
The letter dated November 15, 2021 from Engineer Virgilio Luan Singh, General Manager of MNWD, regarding the schedule of visit the septage treatment facility on November 25 at 1:30 in the afternoon.
The Sangguniang Panlunsod is invited. Ano to? November 25, 1:30. Afternoon. So, noted?
Noted.
The report of the Committee on Transport.
Honorable Del Rosario.
May I request consideration of, Madam Chair,
Your
of the
report is
Committee on
acknowledged.
Report of the Committee on Transport. As to the first item, Madam Chair, the result of the public hearing conducted 8 November 2021. (1:30 p.m. at the PSO Training Hall. Consideration, Madam Chair, was the proposed ordinance of this representation pertaining to the following matters: consideration of new fares for automobiles, taxicals, e-trikes, and Padjak in Naga City, and 1.1B, increasing the capacity of passengers. There was a lengthy, the discussion, Madam Chair, was lengthy, fruitful, and very enlightening, despite the heavy downpour. Grabe si Oran kang hapon ito. Pero nakulon si nag-attend kan si public hearing. Among the suggestions, Madam Chair, medyo halaba ang committee report, public hearing report, is na yung pamasahe, as to the disposition, Madam Chair, as agreed during the public hearing, 15 pesos per passenger for regular Trimobiles. An ocular inspection will be conducted to determine the capacity of taxicel, e-trike, and some special franchise Trimobiles. For Padjak, 10 pesos per passenger with 2 passengers. And with this, Madam Chair, the body resolved to request the proponent to make adjustments to the proposed ordinance prescribing new seating capacities and rates for public utility vehicles in Naga City, revising City Ordinance Number 2020-113 to include reasonable suggestions made during the hearing. This representation, Madam Chair, would like to state that Councilor Dodit Beltran even read the comments on in the FB page of the city to reflect the people's sentiments on the proposed agenda, fare increase, consideration of the fare, and the seating capacities. So, Madam Chair, this representation already made the necessary amendments or corrections to the proposed ordinance, and this is this forms part of the report, and we are presenting this to you for consideration. This is being presented for second reading this morning. The proposed ordinance prescribing new fares and seating capacities for public utility vehicles in Naga City. As to Section 1, Madam Chair, may saro-saroan po para for clarity. So Section 1, the new seating capacity per public utility. Sa regular Trimobile franchise, 3 passengers. Sa special Trimobile franchise, 3 passengers. Sa e-trike, based on our ocular inspection, 4 passengers. Taxicel, 4 passengers, and Padjaks, 2 passengers. For this purpose, Madam Chair, yung regular franchise, iupon itong pigtanan ng prangkesa kang city na makaikot sa iba-ibang lugar ka Naga, except yung mga special franchises na grantees. And for purposes of this ordinance, the white Trimobiles flying Balatas Cararayan, with its specially designed body, will be allowed to accommodate 4 passengers based on this proposed ordinance. This proposed ordinance also, Madam Chair, reiterates the previous legislations or ordinances as far as discounts that's contained in Section 2C. Senior citizens, persons with disabilities, solo parents, and students. However, they should show identification card issued by the proper authorities and by the schools concerned. As to Section 2A, Madam Chair, fares or pamasahe for taxicels, e-trikes, Trimobiles, both special and regular franchise. Considering the oil prices that swept the entire country lately, the new passenger fare will be 15 pesos per passenger. As to the Padjak, the new fare will be 10 pesos from the previous 5 pesos per passenger. The proposed ordinance retains from the original submitted proposed ordinance in Section 3, guidelines for the drivers, Despite po na binaba sa tuyang alert level, still binugta kaigdi. Passengers or drivers should wear face mask, observe and abide all traffic rules and regulations, and may refuse yung mga under the influence of liquor and other banned substances, and those who are non-compliant to the required health protocols. As to the passengers, Madam Chair, also the wearing of face masks and the other protocols laid down. This is important, Madam Chair. Retention and or removal of these guidelines shall be subject to the interagency classification of Naga City. So kung ibaba na kang National IATF ang classification ka Naga City, mahali naman ini mga guidelines sa for drivers and passengers. Section 5, Madam Chair, automatic fare adjustment. An automatic downward adjustment of fare rate may be effected should the cost of fuel reverts to 50 pesos per liter without need of request to return from the 8 pesos per passenger regular rate. Sa ngunyan, Madam Chair, ang unleaded 65 pesos, ang diesel garo 56 or garo araw kaya. So 52. Okay. Pero ang unleaded ngunyan is 60. More than na padi. Now, Section 6, Madam Chair, creation of a technical working group. A technical working group from the PSO and from the PNP shall be tasked to conduct and undertake measurement of distances of the roads of Trimobiles and Padjak for purposes of determining additional fare exceeding the initial minimum travel distance. For this purpose, the first 3 kilometers shall be covered by the minimum fare, and succeeding kilometer or a fraction thereof shall be charged 50 centavos. For Padjaks, the initial 200 meters shall be covered by the 10 peso fare, and succeeding 100 meters or fraction thereof shall be charged 50 centavos. They shall submit the report, and the same shall be deemed part hereof for purposes of the full implementation of this ordinance as stated in Section 11 hereof. As to Section 7, information and enforcement, the PSO, Transport Trimobil, CEPIO shall undertake information dissemination of the new rates, new fares as stated in this ordinance. Section 8, Madam Chair, discuss the penalties. Any driver, operator who refuses or fails to comply with the provisions, first offense, fine of 2,000, second offense, fine of 3,000, 3,500, and third offense, 5,000 based on the discretion of the court. Separate charge or charges against recidivist driver and operator may be initiated by the PSO to ensure that the intents and purposes of this ordinance are achieved for the protection both of the driver and the riding public. This representation, Madam Chair, is proposing that the effectivity of this new fare in Naga City will be 1 December 2021, or that's 15 days from now. So this representation, Madam Chair, is open to any other suggestions, comments. This is being presented for second reading, Madam Chair.
Honorable Del Castillo and then Honorable Abunal.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Certain things on the proposal. First, I believe that the additional 50 centavos be specified as 50 centavos per kilometer in excess of the first 3 kilometers for clarity. Baka kaya pag sinabi lang na 50 centavos, baka magkaigwa pa ng kariribuan. So dapat i-clarify ito, Madam Chair, na the additional 50 centavos is per kilometer in excess of the first 3 kilometers. Second query, Madam Chair, pag-abot naman sa special franchise, sa yan Flying Balatas Kararayan, anyaon sa proposal is only 4. Pero pakagibukan Trimobil dyan, Madam Chair, 2 sa likod, 2 sa laog. And igwa pa saro sa likod kan driver. So, bali 5. So, ari na na-adaptaran ta si 4 lang talaga o 5.
Thank you. May I address the concern, Madam Chair?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
As to
Thank you, Madam
the
Chair.
first concern of Councilor Del Castillo, Madam Chair, in Section 6, second paragraph, naka-state po dyan, for this purpose, the first 3 kilometers shall be covered by the minimum fare, and succeeding kilometer or a fraction thereof shall be charged 50 pesos. Okay. So, I hope that it answers the, As to the second query, Madam Chair, during the ocular inspection, they're amenable to only 4 passengers. So, Taxical, E-Trike, special franchise, lalo na ining puti. Itong ibang special franchise na regular ang is Tulumang Giraray, except ining puti na talagang iba ang design niya. Kaya, naka-specify yan, Madam Chair, sa Section 1B, second paragraph. For this purpose, the white tri-mobiles flying Balatas Carayan with its specially designed body will be allowed to accommodate 4 passengers. So I hope that answers the... Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And Honorable...
Yes.
Honorable Bunal, you were raising your hand earlier.
Chair, the concern has already been answered, but one more. May provision tabi dyan na day ko na kung aso exact wordings. Pag ibinaba ngaya ang classification, ano si provision tabi? Pag ibinaba ang classification what happens? Can you please read that portion again?
Sir, please come again.
Pag ibinaba ngaya ang classification, what happens sa ano tabi ang provision?
I think if there will be another round of yung pag-downgrade ng classification, we will be coming up with another ordinance for that purpose. Kasi ini base lang duman sa prevailing situation ta. Kaya nga specific, Mr. Chair, Madam Chair, na binugtakan ta ng December 1 ang effectivity. So if there will be adjustments, mag-relax ng maray, probably another round of discussion. Ngunyan kaya, Madam Chair, pig-address ta ngunyan si existing situation na ngarig na taman si concerns kan si mga nasa transport sector.
Yeah, this only therefore is applicable for level 2.
Yes. Today we are under alert level 2.
Kung mag-alert level 3 o mag-alert level 1, another subject to revision yan.
Most probably, sir, if there be an increase in the alert level, data na siya hiroon as is na ning ordinance na ni. Pero pag big downgrade pa sa alert level 1, probably mas relax ang satuyang gigibuhonan.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
This representation, Madam Chair, would like to also thank the presence of Councilor Jose Joper Perez during the public hearing. Madam Chair.
Honorable Perez.
And also Councilor Dodit Beltran during as member of the Committee on Transport.
Honorable Perez.
Maluya na magdot-dot. Laos na. May I address this to the proponent of the ordinance? During the public hearing that we had, may suggestion itong estudyante naman there was a call from the students that all public utility vehicles, including those tricycles, etc., should all be vaccinated. And in which case, pig-suggest man na i-display sa vehicle ang side ng vaccination card. So that in such a way na aram kang sasakyan na safe ang sayang driver. Have you, excuse me, i-off ko lang muna rin. Have you, Mr. Author of that ordinance, considered those suggestions?
Yeah. As to the first item, Madam Chair, yung pagpa-vaccinate ng mga drivers, there was a call for another round of vaccination. In fact, gusto nila another drive-through vaccination in just City Hall. During the first round, the IATF under Dr. Borja and si Mayor na nakabakuna ng more than 500 drivers. Ngunyan, nagre-request din another round of jobs for the drivers. Ang pag-require ta kaya sa indak ang i-post ang ibugtakan sa indang vaccination card, baka may mga legal questions, baka i-encourage sa lang sinda siguro na ipahiling ang sa indang mga card. Anyway, Madam Chair, at the rate we're doing now, as discussed by Dr. Mora earlier in the session, mabilis ang sa tuyang vaccination. So probably pag nakaigwa ng another round for the drivers, mas magiging pa kita sa kwenta. Pigaano tang herd immunity, Madam Chair. I hope that answers the... I thank Councilor Perez for a very active participation during the public hearing. Okay. Thank you, Councilor Joe. Councilor Beltran, dahil maghadit.
Councilor Beltran.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Si last public hearing, Council Tolits, si hinahaga duman kasi mga drivers and si mga riding public na 12 pesos to 15 pesos. Ini yung huring pigpapasarta, gabos na sa 15 pesos. Okay. Regular fare po duman sa 4 na pasahero, sa 5 pasahero, saka duman sa 3 pasahero, 15 pesos po kada saro.
Yes, yes.
And si Padjak po 10 pesos.
10 pesos, yes.
And may existing po kitang ordinance na kung ugwaman po si operator saka si driver na dapat po talaga mga propyong taga-naga sinda. Tagadaklan po kaya na problema si operator taga-naga and si driver bakong taga-naga. Ayo po lugod to si mga pasaway dahil daiman sinda nag-aaram kan sa tuyang pigpapalakaw na ordinansa igdi. Sana po mailaag ta dyan na dapat ang driver lihitimong taga-naga man po giraray.
Thank you.
Thank you po.
Madam Chair, thank you, Councilor Beltran. As a matter of fact, yaon dyan sa yung mga penalties, very stringent ang mga penalties dyan kung may mga violations. And most importantly, Madam Chair, yung information and enforcement. So we are tasking the CEPIO, the Task Force Trimobile, and CEPIO and the PSO, including the PNP, to fully implement the provisions of this ordinance. And for the CEPIO, with the assistance of the Trimedia, to have a maximum information dissemination as far as this new ordinance is concerned. Okay.
Madam Chair.
Honorable Mike Secretary.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. While we are on this matter, Madam Chair, since ang concern baga kang mga drivers, permita man inaasikaso, tricycle drivers, permita man inaasikaso, bakit permi din sindang pagirumdum, Madam Chair, kang enforcement, kang tamang paggamit ng kalsada? Ang napapansin ko kaya, Madam Chair, ang mga tricycles perming rayaon sa tahaw, mayo sinda duman sa pinaka-outer lane na dapat yaon sinda duman. Kaya yun ang sarong nagkukos baga ng traffic, Madam Chair. Si mga slow-moving vehicle, public utilities na permi nagpupundo sa gilid, mababa, ma-pick up ng pasahero, yaon sinda duman sa inner lane. No? Dapat yaon sinda sa outer lane. Baka i-emphasize tatabi yan, Madam Chair, especially sa chair kang transport na very supportive sa mga trimobile drivers, as we are all supportive of trimobile drivers. Dapat siguro doon pong disiplinado ang sa itong mga driver. Sana pirming ipagirumdum po kang Committee on Public Transport pagka nagtihearing po sinda pa ulit-ulit dahil yaon dyan, the drivers and the operators are usually the subject matter of the committee hearings of our Public Transport Committee. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Councilor Miles Rakid Arroyo, for the input. During the discussion, kang technical working group as proposed in Section 6, Madam Chair, and the finalization, information dissemination, we will ask the CEPIO to include that in the reminders to the drivers tangarig permisindang magigirunduman itong mga current na mga laws, ordinances, and other guidelines of the city and even yung national government. Madam Chair. Thank you.
Honorable Del Castillo.
Mga prohibited, dapat prohibited acts on this matter, Madam Chair, with regard to the observation of the Honorable Arroyo, dahil igwa ng mga tinampo sa Naga ng mga 4 lanes. So pag 4 lane ang tinampo, dapat daisinda sa inner lane, dumansinda sa outer lane. Why? They are posing hazard. Not only to themselves, but to their passengers, including other vehicles which are using the road. Dahil observation ni Madam Chair, and most of the time, yaon kayo sa may center line ang mga trimobile na dapat yaon sinda naman sa luwas, yaon sinda naman sa gilid, dahil sinda mga slow moving vehicle. Saka sa pa, Madam Chair, an enforcement kan mga traffic regulation. Magsaysabi nyo may karatula ng bawal ang trimobile. Pero yan mga pulis, mga PSO, may nag-aaging trimobile, they bigyan apprehender. That's another thing na dapat hilingon sa enforcement kan mga ordinance. Pag sinabing bawal, bawal. Yan, observe. Mag-observe ka mo igdi sa magsaysay. May karatula. Trimobiles are prohibited along magsaysay to rotunda. Pero pahingurag ang trimobile na pampasayro, siga niya ba sa tinampong iyan? May mga enforcer, tipig dadarakop. Pati ang pulis, anong sirbi kaya regulasyon na iyan kung dahil taman sana ipapasunod? So siguro, dyan sa pag-aadal ka na technical working group, dapat ibalik siguro yan sa mga dapat i-enforcear, particularly itong pagdisiplina sa mga trimobile drivers na dapat yaon sinda permis sa outer lane, except kung mawala dahil siyempre dumang ka sa may inner lane kung mawala ka. Pag matuo ka, siyempre outer lane ka. So siguro dapat yan, Madam Chair, because they are really posing hazard to not only to themselves, to their passengers, but also to other motorists. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Councilor Del Castillo, sir. In the information and enforcement, we'll see to it that yung concerned authorities will be exerting maximum effort so that yung intents and purposes of this ordinance, including yung discussion, will be implemented. And siguro, Madam Chair, because of this yung pag-widen ng mga tinampo and considering the need na maipagirumdum ta sa mga drivers, kabali na igdi sa information and enforcement, a separate na ordinance for the purpose of penalizing itong mga recidivists sa mga drivers, siguro will be drafted by the okay. So with this, Madam Chair, kung may naman po, I move that we approve the proposed ordinance.
Any second? Okay, approve. Next item.
Another report from the Transport
Committee on Transport.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, my esteemed colleagues.
Del Rosario.
Another report, Committee on Transport, hearing November 12, 2021. There was a quorum. First item, Madam Chair, letter dated October 5 from the Head Trimobile Task Force and SP Secretary, forwarding the report, chronology of events involving the applications of Ms. Evangeline Pastor and Mr. Ruel Magan for special trimobile franchise in Barangay Bacolod City. As to the disposition, Madam Chair, considering that there was no irregularity in the grant of special franchise as it went through the usual procedure as observed by the SP, on motion of Honorable Del Castillo, duly seconded by Honorable Albius, the body resolved to recommend to the Sangguniang Balansod to retain Mr. Ruel Magan as the duly recognized grantee of special franchise with sidecar number 028, and further resolved to request the Trimobile Task Force to submit an updated report of all the grantees of special franchise of Patdoa. So this item, Madam Chair, carries to disposition, retention of Mr. Magan, and number 2, the request to the Trimobile Task Force. I so move, Madam Chair.
Any second? Okay, Honorable Del Castillo.
Facts on the vaccine finding. That should be corrected, Madam Chair. The statement, the phrase that the documents are submitted by Mr. Magan. That should read as the document submitted by the task force, Trimobile Task Force. Dahil iyan, Madam Chair, pighiling kang committee, si chronology of events leading to the grant of franchise to Mr. Magan. Bakung si itong mga dokumentong pig-submit ni Mr. Magan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The observation is correct. This is the chronology of events, yung report submitted by the Trimobile Task Force as to the apprehension of Parbali executive sa Davao Airport. Sa Trimobile Task Force pala ini. Okay. So, I so move again, Madam Chair, yung duwang disposition. Item number 2, letter dated November 2, 2021 of Ms. Rosa Arenas, asking for assistance for the transfer of the ownership of Trimobile with city franchise number 0222 under her name. As to the disposition, Madam Chair, after hearing and discussion, the body resolved to take note of the matter, considering the same as a purely private matter involving yung husband and wife, yung love life, dapat na ano. Okay, so I so move, Madam Chair.
Second.
Okay. Item number 3, decision of Judge Soliman Santos, Regional Trial Court, Branch 61, compromise agreement of LGU Kanaman and LGU Kamaligan pertaining to the operations of San Jose West, Ikin, Mangayawan, Suwa, Del Rosario Trimobile Operators and Driver Station, and Dugkal, Suwa Trimobile Operators and Driver Station for discussion and disposition of the several requests from the stakeholders of both municipalities. Also, Madam Chair, this with the discussion of this item, we also disposes of the other matters related to this request. So, for the record, para mahali na itong kadakol na request na ito coming from Kanakman and Kamaligan. So, yun na po yung pinaka-final na discussion kang committee. So, I hope the Secretariat will take note of the manifestation. So, on motion, disposition, on motion of Honorable Del Castillo, collectively seconded by Honorable Albius, Honorable Beltran, Ms. Cabantog, Mr. Darilay, and Punong Barangay Galido. The body resolved to recommend to the Sangguniang Palunsod to authorize the City Mayor to enter into a memorandum of agreement with the Municipality of Kanakman in order for the Kanakman Trimobiles to be allowed to enter and ferry passenger to Naga City, subject to the ratification by the Sangguniang Palunsod. I so move, Madam Chair.
Okay, approve.
That ends my report. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Next item.
The report to the Committee on Market Affairs.
Market Affairs, Tabi.
Honorable Castillo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, may I request acknowledgement of my committee report. Madam Chair, may I request acknowledgement of my committee report.
Acknowledge report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, the Committee on Market Affairs conducted the committee hearing last November 11, and there were only 2 items taken up in the committee. And item number 1, letter dated November 7, 2021 of Mr. Efren Perez, President of City Smile Vendors Association Incorporated, requesting to be allowed to sell Christmas gift item on Kinaspilian Street. All invited guests, Madam Chair, were present on the committee hearing, from the police, from the Bureau of Fire, from the building official, from the market. All of them were given their time for their comment and reaction to the request of Mr. Perez. And may I go directly to the disposition, Madam Chair? On motion of Honorable Abunal, duly seconded by Mrs. Rebellion, the body resolved to recommend to the Sangguniang Panlungsod for the passage of a resolution granting for the approval of the request of City of Smile Vendors Association Incorporated through Mr. Efren T. Perez, President, to sell Christmas item at Kinastillion Street from December 15, 2021 until January 2, 2022, subject to the payment of fees to the city. So I move, Madam Chair.
Second.
Item number 2.
Ay, Honorable Del Castillo.
During the committee hearing, Madam Chair, but what I remember is that the disposition is not what the committee have agreed upon, because we are still requesting for a report from the Office of the City Engineer as to the work being done in the area, considering that one lane of the road of Kinastillion was still being utilized by the contractor. That's what I remember, Madam Chair. That's why I'm wondering why we are already the committee is already recommending for the approval, pending submission, without mentioning the submission of that report coming from the Barangay Council of Dinaga and the Office of the City Engineer. I'm just raising this issue because that's what I remember during the hearing, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Okay, Madam Chair. Kagawad Abunal will not lie. On motion, the disposition, Madam Chair, I read it again. On motion of Honorable Abunal. Who is Abunal? Honorable Abunal is there. Duly seconded by Mrs. Rebellion. This is a representative. The body resolved to recommend to the Sangguniang Panlungsod for the passage of a resolution granting for the approval of the request of the City Smile Vendors Association. This is from December 15 to January 2. But the second item, Madam Chair, I motion, and there was a seconded by Kagawad Albus, Madam Chair.
Okay, is there a comment, objection? Open for discussion?
I'm not saying that somebody is lying. I'm not saying that. I'm just bringing what I remember to the attention of this body. I never said that somebody is lying. That should be put on record.
Okay, take noted, Honorable Del Castillo. Okay, continue, Honorable Castillo.
But this is the disposition, Madam Chair. I am not lying, Madam Chair. This is the disposition. The disposition on motion of Honorable Abunal. And pag sabing Abunal, totoo ang pagkasabi kayan. Pag sabing Abunal, totoo ang pagkasabi kayan. We will not question Abunal. And I'm going to number 2, Madam Chair. Number 2.
Okay, proceed. Proceed.
Letter dated November 1, 2021. Mrs. Imelda Alberto, President, Naga City People's Mall, Seasonal Vendors Association Incorporated, requesting for their association to be allowed to sell firecrackers and pyrotechnics this holiday season. May I go directly to the disposition, Madam Chair? And this is true, Madam Chair, the disposition. This is very, very true.
Okay, proceed.
On motion of Honorable Del Castillo. Who is Del Castillo? Duly seconded. The body resolved to differ. Differ lang gani. Taan nag-motion Del Castillo. The matter and recommend to the Sangguniang Panlungsod to advise Naga City Papers Market Seasonal Vendors Association Incorporated through Mrs. Imelda Alberto, President, to have a dialogue with the PNP and the Barangay Council of Dinaga to clarify and resolve issues on the location for vending and the kinds of firecracker and pyrotechnic materials to be sold. So I move, Madam Chair.
Second.
Oh, this is true, Madam Chair.
Yes. That ends your report. Di ka mo nagsabing that ends your report.
That's end.
You're lying.
That's end my report, Madam Chair. Thank you very much.
Honorable Castillo. Next item.
The report of the joint hearing of the Committee on Appropriation, Trade and Industry, and Economic Enterprise.
Honorable Rosales. Nabuhayan pati ay.
May I request acknowledgement of the report of the Committee on Appropriations jointly with the Committee on Trade and Industry and Economic Enterprise.
Your report is acknowledged. Pasensya na, ito importante ang ka-text ko.
There was no quorum,
I'm
Madam
lying.
Chair. There was no quorum. May I move that this plenary be converted as a committee of the whole?
Convened as a committee of the whole.
The joint matter was only on the first item of the agenda, the letter dated October 20 from Metro Naga Chamber of Commerce and Industry addressed to the City Mayor requesting for an endorsement from the Sanggunian relative to the Bicol Business Month. In the said letter addressed to the City Mayor, there was an endorsement signed by the City Mayor to the Sangguniang Panglungsod. May I proceed to the disposition, Madam Chair?
You may
On motion of the Honorable Perez, duly seconded, the body resolved to recommend to the Sanggunian to grant authority to the City Mayor to enter into a memorandum of agreement with the Metro Naga Chamber of Commerce and Industry subject to the condition that the activities still to be funded as counterpart of the city are those which are still to be held. So move, Madam Chair.
Any second?
The next items, Madam Chair, only pertain to the Committee on Appropriations. The letter dated October 25 of Mr. Roberto Acabado, Head of Naga City Abattoir, requesting for the passage of an ordinance reverting to unappropriated balance the amount of 1,103,000 from building and other structures and appropriating the same to overtime and nighttime pay in the amount of 550,000 and for fuel, oil, and lubricants in the amount of 553,000. May I proceed to the disposition, Madam Chair?
You may proceed.
On motion of the Honorable Abunal, duly seconded by Honorable Albios, the body resolved to recommend to the Sanggunian for the passage of an ordinance reverting to unappropriated balance the amount of 1,103,000 presently appropriated for building and other structures and appropriating the same for overtime and nighttime pay in the amount of 550,000 and fuel, oil, and lubricants in the amount of 553,000. I so move, Madam Chair.
Any second?
The third item is a letter dated October 25 from His Honor the City Mayor requesting for the reversion of the amount of 904,000 from the appropriation for sports equipment under ESO, 500,000 for books under Raul S. Rocco Library, and 100,000 under repair and maintenance, technical and scientific equipment of the Bicol Science Centrum, and 200,000 from survey expenses of the HSDO for a total of 1,704,000 and appropriating the same to scholarship expenses of the Education, Scholarship, and Sports Office. May I proceed to the disposition, Madam
You
Chair?
may proceed.
On motion of the Honorable Abunal, duly seconded by Honorable Albios, the body resolved to recommend to the Sanggunian for the passage of an ordinance reverting the amount of 904,000 from the appropriation for sports equipment under ESO, 500,000 for books under Raul S. Rocco Library, 100,000 for repair and maintenance under technical and scientific equipment of the Bicol Science and Technology Centrum, 200,000 from survey expenses of the Housing and Settlement Development Office, for a total of 1,704,000, and appropriating the same to scholarship expenses of the Education, Scholarship, and Sports Office. I so move, Madam Chair.
Any second? Approve.
The fourth item is a letter dated October 18, 2021 from City Librarian Mr. Rico Binluan requesting for authority to charge previous year's payable in the amount of 13,446 to current appropriation. On a disposition, Madam Chair, on motion of the Honorable Abunal, duly seconded by Honorable Albios, the body resolved to recommend to the Sanggunian for the passage of a resolution granting approval and authority to charge the amount of 13,446 from prior year obligation to its current appropriation. I so move, Madam Chair.
Any second?
The fifth item is a letter dated October 27, 2021 of Dr. Junius Elad requesting payment for the unpaid obligation in the year 2020 amounting to 48,000 and Gate Agrivet Trading Company amounting to 8,500 to charge against the current budget. On the disposition, Madam Chair, on motion of the Honorable Del Rosario, duly seconded, the body resolved to recommend to the Sanggunian for the passage of a resolution granting approval of the request of the City Veterinary Office authorizing the payment of the unpaid 2020 obligation amounting to 48,000 and 8,500 against the current budget. I so move, Madam Chair.
Any second? Approve.
The last item, a letter dated October 27 from His Honor the City Mayor endorsing the request for financial assistance of the USI Debating Society and recommending a 10,000 financial assistance to cover some of the prices. For the disposition, Madam Chair, on motion of the Honorable Del Rosario, duly seconded by Honorable Albios, the body resolved to recommend to the Sanggunian for the passage of a resolution granting approval of the request for financial assistance of 10,000 pesos of the USI Debating Society for its prices. I so move, Madam Chair.
Any second? Okay, Honorable Del Castillo.
An assistance, but we do not know the source from which it will be charged. What will be the source of this financial assistance, Madam Chair?
The source is the donations account under the City Mayor's Office.
Okay, so that should be clear, Madam Chair. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, next.
The report of the Committee on Appropriations.
May I request the acknowledgement of the report of the Committee on Appropriations.
Your
The
report
committee
is
meeting
acknowledged.
was held yesterday. There was no quorum as well, Madam Chair. May I also move for the conversion of the plenary as a committee of the whole.
The Sangguniang Panglungsod is converted as a committee of the whole.
9 items were taken up. First, the Barangay Bagong Bayan Sur Resolution number 33 series of 2021 requesting for the provision of incentives to the frontliners of the barangay such as the barangay health personnel and barangay tanod of Barangay Bagong Bayan Sur for their hard work in this time of the pandemic. May I proceed to the disposition, Madam Chair?
You may proceed.
On motion of the Honorable Abunal, seconded by Mr. Ricardo Responde, the committee resolved to recommend to the Sangguniang Panglungsod to refer the matter to the City Budget Office for their comment and recommendation. And furthermore, to ask the City Budget Office to prepare a data as to how much is needed if you will grant all barangays of such incentives and to determine the sources of funds. I so move, Madam Chair.
Any second?
The second item is a letter dated November 2 of the City Budget Office requesting for the passage of a resolution authorizing the charging against the current appropriation of the City Mayor's Office of certain obligations incurred in previous years. For the disposition, Madam Chair, on motion of the Honorable Abunal, seconded by Mr. Responde, the committee resolved to recommend to the Sangguniang Panglungsod to defer the matter and to direct the City Budget Office to submit the data with regard to all prior year obligations and claims against the city government. Yes, that's the disposition, Madam Chair. I so move.
Any second? Approve. Next item.
The third is a first endorsement dated November 8, 2021 of the City Budget Office forwarding the supplemental budget number 1 of Barangay Tinago for calendar year 2021 as embodied under Appropriation Ordinance number 4-21 involving the amount of 1,227,582 and 38 centavos. Now, for the disposition, Madam Chair, we found that this matter was inadvertently referred to the Committee on Laws and Ordinances, but there was already a disposition which is included in the report of the Committee on Laws and Ordinances. So we had resolved to refer the submitted document, which is a correction of the previous document taken up in the Committee on Laws and Ordinances, to be included in the report to be rendered by the Committee on Laws and Ordinances. So I so move, Madam Chair.
Any second? Second. Approve.
The fourth item is the first endorsement dated November 8, 2021 of the City Budget Officer forwarding the 2022 annual budget of the Sangguniang Kabataan of Barangay Concepcion Pequeña, the city, as embodied under the Appropriation Ordinance of the Barangay 2021-01 involving the amount of 3,097,859 and 30 centavos. For the disposition, Madam Chair, in motion of the Honorable Abunal and seconded by Mr. Ricardo Responde, the committee resolved to recommend to the Sanggunian to pass a resolution approving the 2022 annual budget of the Sangguniang Kabataan of Barangay Concepcion Pequeña, as embodied under Barangay Appropriation Ordinance involving the amount of 3,097,859 pesos and 30 centavos. I so move, Madam Chair. Another disposition on this matter, Madam Chair, is for the passage, to recommend to the Sanggunian for the passage of a resolution commending the SK of Barangay Concepcion Pequeña for being the first SK and in fact barangay budget to be submitted for the 2022 annual budget. I so move, Madam Chair.
Yes. Approve.
The fifth item is a letter dated November 5 of His Honor the City Mayor requesting for the passage of an ordinance reverting the salary savings of certain offices of the City Government of Naga in the total amount of 4,890,000 and appropriating the same to other general services of the City Health Office. This is to pay for the newly hired employees, job order employees, and contractual employees under the City Health Office for the vaccination sites and for other COVID-19 response activities. For the disposition, Madam Chair, on motion of the Honorable Abunal, seconded by Mr. Ricardo Responde, the committee resolved to recommend to the Sangguniang Panglungsod to pass an ordinance reverting the salary savings of certain offices of the City Government of Naga in the total amount of 4,890,000 and appropriating the same to other general services of the City Health Office subject to the submission of the certification of the City Budget Office as to the salary savings of certain offices of the city government of Naga. I have received the requested certifications from the City Budget Office this morning, Madam Chair, as requested in yesterday's committee meeting. I so move, Madam Chair. The sixth item, letter dated November 5 of His Honor the City Mayor, requesting for the passage of an ordinance reverting to unappropriated balance a total amount of 8,981,139.18 from certain excess appropriation of certain offices and appropriating the same for other certain offices. Okay. On motion of the Honorable Abunal, seconded by Mr. Responde, the committee resolved to recommend to the Sangguniang Panglungsod to pass an ordinance reverting to unappropriated balance a total amount of 8,981,139.18 from certain excess appropriation of certain offices and appropriating the same for other certain offices, subject to the submission of the certification of the City Budget Office. So it was already submitted this morning, Madam Chair. So I so move.
Okay, Honorable Del Castillo.
May we know the nature of the appropriation which are termed excess appropriation, Madam Chair? What are those appropriation? What are those offices concerned?
Excess appropriation.
Because there will be a bearing of all this on the deliberation of the 2022 annual budget. Kung nagsusurubra, Madam Chair, di dapat 2022 annual budget, bawasan ta. Taday nga ninda nagagamit. So that's the details. Yeah. What are the nature of this appropriation? Personal services, maintenance. What item under personal services? What item under maintenance and operating expenses?
There are 16 offices to which the total amount of 8.
May also no araran ba kang mga opisinang ining ahalian na naman sinda kang budget?
That's my addition. That's my next question. That will be my next question.
Yes. Araran ba?
Whether or not the head of these offices know that appropriation from their offices are being reverted in use for other purpose.
That was also the problem last year. Bako hinaputay na yan last year eh. Kung nag-aaram si mga opisina na kinuruanan kayan.
That's precisely the reason why I'm asking this question, Madam Chair.
Youth Development Office is 1 million pa. 1 million kinuha.
Yes. I think we should know what are the specific line item of this excess, supposedly, quote-unquote, excess appropriation.
Madam Chair?
Okay, Honorable Secretary.
Yeah, I think, Madam Chair, on the question as to whether the offices knew of this reversion, I think one case in point is the Sangguniang Panglungsod.
Yes. Oh,
do we know of this reversion?
Ano hinalian kita, dahil man nga kung nag-aaram.
Madam Chair.
And also the women, Council for Women.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Based on the certification of the City Budget Office as to the existence of excess appropriation, the nature of the appropriation is other general services of the 16 offices. Other general services. And it is being requested to be reappropriated for the same purpose, other general services. Duman sa mga offices na nagkurulang dapo si appropriation for other general services.
Honorable Del Castillo, ay dahil kung matugot kayo.
Praise. this will be reverted from other general services and appropriated for the same purpose.
The same purpose.
I think that's...
Full request yan.
ano man takaipuan tapang i-revert kung si original purpose, iyo man sa nambubugtakan ta. I think it's absurd.
There are...
Are you finished, Honorable Del Castillo?
Yes, I'm quite confused of that
Yes.
Statement, Madam Chair.
Pwede nga po tunto daw kayo ng budget office at kinuruan na naman ninda.
Can we defer this, Madam Chair, and seek clarification from the budget
From the
office?
city budget office.
Madam Chair, ito pong kung sa inapapaduman itong other general services, yan po duman sa baba. Sa baba na lang.
Sa baba.
Sa
pakibaba.
na lang po. Yan po si kukuhanan, ini po si babalyuhan ng mga opisina.
Pakibaba. Oh, nahiling mo na yan?
Yan pong mga offices na yan, nagkurulang da po kaya si appropriation for other general services. Medyo dakol po yan, 22 offices. Diyan po ibabaralyo si other. Ang hapot ko po nga na dyan, ang pinakadakula dyan, ining 21 Solid Waste Management Office amounting to 4 million. Ang rason po, itong mga dati tang MRF workers na tigbabarayadan kang cooperative, kita na po ang nag-assume because garo bako ng cooperative, day na maanas si contract with the cooperative for the MRF.
Ngayon siya appropriation. Before the start of the year, igabagang appropriation yan. Sa kudyan, sa mga ibang opisina, yan sa city, ano yan? Kain si mga appropriation dyan.
Nagkurulang da po, Madam Chair.
Ito, nagkurulang.
Anyway, we can request defer this matter first.
So,
if
defer
we
this
need
matter.
Presence of the city budget officer.
Ginibo na ninda yan last year eh. So this matter is deferred.
The next item, Madam Chair, is this letter dated November 5 of His Honor the City Mayor requesting for the passage of an ordinance reverting to unappropriated balance the amount of 1,320,000 from the salary savings of the CSWDO and appropriating the same to Building Maintenance Office and General Services Department for the purpose of procuring Christmas lights and replacement of transformers at the City Hall compound, including its wiring and electrical accessories.
Excuse me, nagkuasin din ba sa budget kang sangguni ang panglunsod ka Christmas lights kag dig sa atubangan ta? Charge yan sa budget kang sanggunian.
That was not mentioned yesterday's committee meeting,
Pero
Madam
to si
Chair.
big charge sa to. 158,000. Iyo, para at least maaraman ta.
Okay. So we can defer this matter as well, Madam Chair.
Okay, matter is deferred.
Okay. The eighth item, Madam Chair, is a letter dated November 5 of His Honor the City Mayor requesting for the passage of an ordinance reverting to unappropriated balance the amount of 1,776,610 and 25 centavos from the Naga City Hospital and appropriating the same to other general services of the same office. For the disposition, Madam Chair, motion of the Honorable Abunal, seconded by Mr. Responde, the committee resolved to recommend to the Sanggunian to pass an ordinance reverting to unappropriated balance the amount of 1,776,610 pesos and 25 centavos from the Naga City Hospital and appropriating the same to other general services of the same office, also subject to the certification which was already submitted this morning. I so move, Madam Chair.
Second.
The last item, Madam Chair, item number 9 is a letter dated October 15 of His Honor the City Mayor submitting the proposed budget for 2021 amounting to 1,645,390,273 pesos and 64 centavos. We defer this item, Madam Chair, pending the approval of the annual investment plan, which we are projecting to be taken up in the next session.
Okay, deferred.
So move, Madam Chair.
Honorable Del Castillo.
Item 2022.
2022. 2022. So can we request the presence of the city budget officer in the next session?
Next session.
Okay, next item. Ay, Honorable Abunal.
Madam Chair, nagpahabol po ako ng recommendation to commend Mr. Responde for his regular attendance.
NCPC.
Not only in the appropriation, kundi pati si Garudua pang siyang representative. Because noticeably, all the two other sectors are hardly represented. Later on, I think nag-submit na consider request ang attendance report, pati si provision sa rule, we will see that. So, I recommended na i-congratulate and commend Mr. Responde for his attendance and participation. He does not just sit in the committee, Madam Chair. He participates. Mas nga niya ang mga question niya, nakakapika kung minsan. Pero he's been very active.
Committee on Rules to include the proposal of the Honorable Abunal commending Mr. Responde.
As to be included, Madam Chair, as item number 10 of the special business or order. Si Kuya Pabaga,
sa report?
Yes, Madam Chair. During the committee meeting, it should have been part of the disposition and on the last part. So may I therefore move as...
so that's part of the report?
That's part of the report.
So no need to,
It should be included in the report as a disposition to commend Mr. Bong Responde for his active participation in the legislative committees of the Sangguniang Panglungsod. So move, Madam Chair.
Joint and collect, Madam Chair.
Oh, joint and collective. Honorable Baldemoro.
Madam Chair, if we commend Mr. Responde, we should also commend the NCCW representative,
Angie Panimdim.
Ms. Panimdim. She's also attending in the Committee on Appropriation. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, Honorable Abunal.
Wait to see the attendance report.
Okay. So we wait for the attendance report. Next item.
The proposed resolution of the Honorable Joselito S. Del Rosario approving the new application for a trike franchise for Naga City Visually Impaired Association.
Honorable Del Rosario.
I move, Madam Chair, that we repass a resolution approving the new application for e-trike franchise of the Naga City Visually Impaired Association, Gazebo Plaza Rizal, subject to the provisions of ordinance. Ito sa 11-065. I so move, Madam Chair.
Any second? Okay, approve. Next item.
New business, the letter dated November 9, 2021.
Honorable Abunal.
On the earlier request for the attendance report and the specific rule on attendance, Madam Chair, the Secretariat already furnished us in advance copies of the report. Incidentally, that's not in the agenda for today.
Aram po igan ang ginibong Secretariat duman sa
Iyo.
tulong Liga, NCCW, and NCPC.
The more important thing is the rule provision, Madam Chair. And that has been a question I've been asking. Do we need to individually discharge those with excessive absences, or is it automatic? Ang rule, could we please
3 consecutive
flash
absences.
on screen that particular provision on attendance na ano? I think that's parang nasa dulo ng what you call page 29 and 30.
Ano yan? Okay. Okay, we review the
Does it already say?
May po baga.
I'm sorry, I cannot read whatever is written.
Ano mo daw itong sa attendance? Yun yan.
Well, could somebody please read it aloud? I cannot read it.
Okay, Honorable Del Rosario.
The seat of any committee member shall be deemed automatically vacated in case of 3 consecutive unexcused absences until replacement is declared.
Okay. So,
3 consecutive absences.
So automatic, Madam Chair.
Sa automatic.
aralin na.
Haliw na siya. Maybe, apodan ta si, na kung pwedeng magpadaragiraray ng representative. Siguro, si person ang hahaliun, pako man itong organization. Honorable Baldemoro.
Madam Chair, my suggestion is to have a dialogue with NCPC, Liga,
NCCW.
and NCCW to inform them on that particular rule. Baka kaya nane-neglect na ninda. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay.
Another, Madam Chair, kung we automatic ibabakate itong representation, baka, Madam Chair, nakitang representation from NCPC, the Liga, and the NCCW. So, mawawara na po itong people participation. Thank you, Madam Chair.
So,
Madam Chair.
Yes, Honorable Miles Seguidaroyo.
Madam Chair, si representation, in response to the comment of the Honorable Baldemoro, si representation kung si mga organizations are there, Madam Chair. Dahil naman yan hinahali.
Oo,
But
si tao. Oo, si tao.
Representative,
Si
since they should,
representative.
yes, since they should nag-a-attend, pero man sa namayo, baga Councilor Baldemoro Tabi. So, in-inform sa tuyang rule na ang purpose kasi baga kang sa tuyang discussion on this matter because it's affecting the quorum. Diba?
Yes.
Kasi kung ang pagdesisyon kayo, they want to participate or not is nasa sa yan. But since in our rule, they're included in the quorum, affected ang pagdetermine ng quorum. So, habang sila ready mag-participate, ang rules na sabing, yung muna sindang representative, but anytime na mag-manifest sila that there is this representative, pareho po ni Mr. Responde, very religious talaga mag-attend siya, even in my, in the committee that present din siya permit. So, kung kaya nga ni Mr. Kung kaya din dapat katong mga representatives, if they are really serious about the participation. So let's enforce the rules, Madam Chair. And at the same time, that we are waiting for the representative that they will designate who can regularly attend. So i-manifest na po, Madam Chair, that we are waiting.
Okay.
Pero in the meantime, the representative has not attended 3 consecutive committee hearings, then the rule says automatically vacated ang representative mismo. But the organization representation remain, Madam Chair.
It remains the same.
Emma.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Mar Secretary. So, next item. Inform na lang daro si mga
New business, the letter dated November 9, 2021 from the City Budget Officer requesting for a resolution authorizing the charging against the current appropriation of CSWD.
May charging pa. Pigalian na nindang pundo. Committee on Appropriation.
Another letter from the Budget Officer requesting for the charging against the current appropriation of the City Mayor's Office, the amount of 58,000.
Apro.
Photocopy of a computation for arrearages for spouses Balbino, Marilyn Talagtag of Del Rosario Settlement Site with note of the City Mayor.
Housing.
The letter dated November 9 from Ms. Carmelita Bulawan, beneficiary in Balconville Resettlement Site.
Housing.
Intent to recover. The endorsement from the Budget Office forwarding the 2021 annual budget of Barangay Dinaga.
Appropriation.
Also, the annual budget of Sangguniang Kabataan of Igualdad.
Appropriation. Next
The
item.
letter from the Naga City District Jail proposing an ordinance prohibiting drone within 100 meters from the vicinity.
Laws and ordinances. Public safety ini. Dahil halin daw. Ordinance ba ba? Vehicles. Mayo man kaya ba?
Prohibiting drone.
Concerning public safety.
Okay, public safety.
The undated letter of Ms. Rosana Merlita Ilagan.
Appropriation.
Queen. Copy of ordinance number 01-2021 of Barangay Triangulo enacting the Children's Code of Barangay Triangulo. The letter dated November 12, 2021 from Public Safety Office regarding expired Trimobile franchise.
Committee on Transport, Honorable Del Rosario.
Thank you, Madam.
Other matters? Honorable Del Rosario.
Before the other matters, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, halik kami ni Councilor Jose Joper Perez together with Mayor Nelson Ligason sa San Felipe. Pagabot ni dyan, Madam Chair, sa baba, na yaon si mga taga-DSWD, mga coordinator katong 4-piece, yung kaulay si Mayor Nelson. Among others, ang request nila is kung pwede makapasar ang sanggunianing resolution. Kasi ababaon ang vaccination rate kan mga 4-piece members. Dahil madaling na mapirit because bawal sa lay. So, kung sino na magpasar, Madam Chair, ang pig-course rin na kay Mayor Nelson Sugma, and pig-sabi man ako ni Mayor Nelson, kung pwede makapasar kita ng resolution, address to the regional office, tangarig ma-enjoy ninda si mga members ninda sa Igisanaga na magpabarakuna na. So, I am proposing, Madam Chair, the indulgence of the Committee on Rules, a resolution urging the DSWD regional office to encourage their members, Madam Chair, to have themselves vax or vaccinated, tangari maka-achieve kita katong herd immunity. So I hope na the Committee on Rules will be kind enough to accommodate my request. As item number 7.
Item number 11.
Okay. So I so move, Madam Chair.
Okay, second. Honorable Del Castillo.
The resolution, it should be urging a resolution urging the DSW, the regional office, to encourage the beneficiary of poor peace. Yan.
Ito
Siguro
may
araw kaya ng
national ano
tenor,
baga, na
Madam
dahil na ninda ma-enjoy.
That's the tenor, Madam.
Okay. On duly seconded. Next item.
Other matters, the letter dated November 8, 2021 from District Engineer of the 3rd Engineering District addressed to Pasaraco 2, the need to relocate power poles affected by the road widening project. Telco. Iba yan doon sa telco. Ay sa paning. Nominal vote.
Honorable Baldemoro.
Madam Chair, may I move that all the approved resolution and ordinance be transferred to nominal voting and approve the same. Motion to adjourn, Madam Chair.
Okay, session is adjourned.